Get your mo.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, the Whiskey Bandit. Today we're going to talk about the upcoming raids update to Age of Magic. So basically, right here in the beginning, they talk about, hey, this is just for right now. There are things subject to change and yada yada yada. So let's jump into it real quick. What is a raid? A raid is actually, I skimmed through this already. It's a lot different than what I thought. So I was under the impression that a raid was going to be like, hey, you know what? We're going to have everyone fight this huge boss in your clan. He's going to have like 50 million health or something, No, it's not the case at all, actually. So there's a lot more detail into that. Is they're a little bit more, in depth with it than I was, thinking. So let's jump into it real quick. So raids are a cooperative clan game mode against particularly strong enemies. During a raid, clan members are divided into search groups and they pass missions on a common map. The goal of each raid is to cooperate and destroy as many detachments on the map as possible. Obviously, the farther, the more that you clear, the higher the reward tier is going to be and such. So, it does say any member of the clan, any member can come into the clan even after a raid is started and be put in and get rewards and things and such. So that's kind of cool. Now, portal stones, you need these to start a raid, and then let's see, to start a raid, portal stones are needed, which can be attained after completing a special clan quest, or every once a week, I'm not sure. Each player can bring a certain amount of portal stones per day. The limit does not reset when changing clans, and the number of portal stones that can be stored is also a limited amount, so that's kind of important to know. If a player leaves the clan, then all the portal stones that they've entered in basically will come back to him and they'll be deducted from the total supply the clan has. Now, the raid map. The raid map consists of missions connected by paths. So you have a series of paths kind of like in the light and dark heroic or campaign nodes, but there's probably just multiple of them. I assume you'll be able to see everyone's progress too in each mission path, so we'll see how that works out. But the path only goes in one direction. You can't go backwards, and you can't repeat the same mission. Now, the way this works is they're going to separate you in groups. And what I mean by that is, it says you're going to be separated into several groups. Search groups fight on the same maps, but each group has its own progress. The search group cannot be changed during the process of the raid, so that's important to note. So there are several missions for each raid search group. After a member of the group has passed a certain mission, the remaining members are not able to pass the same mission. Like I was saying, they have to move forward. So with that being said, it's going to take, if we have the ability ourselves as clan leaders and officers or veterans in the clan itself to make the search groups, I think that's going to be a very good route for the game to give us, empower us to do our own part in that, and it'll lead to a lot of working things. You know what I mean? So like, say this group one did really good, group 2 only got halfway, and then group 3, 4, there's 4. I don't know how many groups there are, but group 3 and 4, they all did great as well, or they were decently better than the second group, but not as good as the first. Then your next time around, that's where your clan leader and whatnot, your officers are going to have to come in and be like, hey, okay, these guys basically crushed it the whole time, so let's swap a couple of them out, hit some powerful people in this group, and then maybe let's mix up some of this group over here and see if we can get them to progress any further. It's just going to be something you guys work out, but I think this is a really good way that they've done raids. I think it's very interesting. So there are healer kits. You get these from the Tomb of Horrors and the Challenge of the Melee Damagers Live by the Sword. So you can attain them for each third mission in the Tomb of Horrors. So that's probably the main source of where you're going to get these. You can do the Tomb of Horrors every day. Let's see here. The rewards, this is kind of interesting too. There's 3 phases or 3 tiers of rewards, it looks like, for a 30%, a 60%, and then obviously completely maxing out at 100%. It says, in addition, the reward will depend on the player's overall progress. So if you only completed 1 mission or whatever, then everyone else completed 5 or 6 or however many there are, your reward is going to be a little bit less. That being said, there's another note in here that says if a player leaves the clan before the end of the raid, they will not receive the reward. But if they leave the clan and then come back, they will get a reward. But I assume, based on the kind of wording right here, if the player leaves a clan, joins a different clan, and then comes back during a raid, they're not going to be eligible for the reward. I assume that's, you know, kind of like, you know, if you're reading between the lines there, I feel like that's how that would work. And you guys have to let me know what you guys think about this. You know, I think this is awesome, personally. I was actually not expecting this. I don't really play a lot of mobile games, never really have. The only one I ever played is Clash of Clans way back in the day. And Age of Magic has kept my interest for quite a while here. And even there's been times where I was like, oh, the game's kind of stale. I kind of progressed or kept going, and then a lot more opened up for me and actually got a lot better. And then now with the raid update, I think this is much more than what I expected. So I think this is going to be a really, I think it's going to be a really good turning point for the game in a positive note. Let's talk real quick about the healer update that they said. So a couple of other content creators and we kind of talked about this already, and we sent some feedback kind of to the devs. I know I sent some specific feedback to the devs about what I felt, you know, the healer update nerf, if you will, how basically we don't feel like it's going to change the meta of the game at all. You're still going to have your OP3, and the healers really aren't going to go away much. That's kind of what happens when you just be like, okay, we're going to blanket nerf everything, as Polcho said. I don't mean to steal his terminology, but that's pretty much the exact way to say that. Is you kind of are like, okay, all of you are bad, you know, smack on the face, and we're going to nerf all of you. And we don't feel like that's the best route to go. So it'd be interesting to say that we did give it to the devs and they appreciated the feedback. So, you know, they said nothing is final as of yet. Now, if what they release does come out with the update, we don't need to be discouraged, because it'll probably come to change with time. They just didn't have enough time to update it or change it as much as they wanted to with the release of raids. Obviously, we can see this is a lot more complex than at least what I thought the raid was going to be. So, and it adds a lot to the game. So I'm really excited about this. But as far as the healer thing goes, don't be too discouraged about it yet. It's always subject to change. And I think for the small amount of devs that they have, they do a pretty good job at staying consistent and, you know, trying to update as fast as possible. So with that being said, we're gonna have another video come out either Saturday or Sunday, and it's gonna be on Swamp Killer. I want to get her in the tournament. I want to record a bunch of footage. That way I can just, you know, go back over it and kind of talk over it as it's happening. That way I can pause it and things like that too if I need to. Yeah, so Swamp Killer has been a hot topic. I've had actually, like, I think probably 30 people message me in Discord about Swamp Killer and how they don't really know, or how people really don't feel like they're utilizing her to the best of her capabilities. So we'll go over that for sure, because it's a lot to just talk about just in general without me being able to show you. I mean, I could literally go on for probably an hour about Swamp Killer. But that's what's going to happen on Saturday's video, maybe Sunday. Just depends on how fast I can get to editing it all through and go back over it and whatnot. But Swamp Killer is going to be in the next video for sure, and we will show exactly what to do and what not to do, because I make mistakes all the time in my battles. So, you know, I'll tell you, like, this is what you don't want to do, you know. So anyways, guys, I just want to say thanks again for all the likes, comments, love, hate, you know, whether it's on Reddit or the YouTube here. I enjoy it all, and it helps me, you know. And sometimes the things that people say or bash me with is really just kind of comical. So, and plus I like to give it back, you know. I'm a little bit of a shit talker, so I don't really mind, you know, shit talking back with people. I think it's fun, you know. It's all entertaining and things like that. But yeah, that's it for today's video, and I will be back this weekend with another one on Swamp Killer. Thanks again, guys.
Gotta catch 'em all.